Welcome, folks, to The Night is Young. I'm your host, Christopher Kellerhalls, and I just wanted to ask you a question. Have you ever heard of the saying, well, it's just too good to be true? While many times the statement may be correct, sometimes that sentiment can hinder us in our everyday lives. Living a life dominated by discovering what horrible reality awaits us next can sap us of something far more crucial than masks or social distancing. Living a life where we're afraid of good news can rob us of our hope. Today, many people would label good news as dangerous or careless or even naive, and this, unfortunately, is a way of affirming fear. Now, don't get me wrong, healthy fear can be a good thing, and it's designed to protect us and keep us safe, but fear unleashed is like Pandora's box. You can't put it back in. Hope, on the other hand, elicits one of two responses from those that don't have it. One, they want it desperately, or two, they double down, often becoming angry or resentful, and to them, hope is a reproach to a life full of fear. It asks us to let go of the biological lifeline that's protecting us from danger. It requires faith. Now, hope isn't based on charts or graphs, or even, forgive me for saying it, scientific fact. As most of us are aware, science is a never-ending list of discredited facts. Just watch any news channel to find out the next list of scientific facts to rely upon. Hope is what drives us to think beyond the now, to look forward to a time where a handshake or a hug or a pat on the back aren't forbidden, to where seeing someone's face in public doesn't immediately fill you with anxiety. We need to be striving towards a bright future and not fixating on a dark present. Nobody makes it out of the dark by staring into the void. We can't just accept every piece of bad news thrust in front of us as our reality. We have a choice. So remember the saying, you have to see the glass half full, or every cloud has a silver lining, or you just have to think positive. Well, while many of those words can be empty cliches, there's also something to them. Are you fixated on negative news? Are you only willing to agree with news that affirms your fear? Well, I know I sometimes am, and for that reason, above average Joe, I'm calling on you, and I'm calling you to action. This is Labor Day weekend, and we need some positivity in our lives, so here are a couple things to help you push through the endless, heaping piles of no good, very bad news. Number one, put the phone down. I get this is a little hypocritical, but it's a whole 5 minutes of good news. You'll survive. Number two, when you do get on your phone again, I want you to try something. Go to your search and type in good news about fill in the blank. Believe me, the media isn't going to give it to you. You've got to search for it. Number three, get outside. Get some vitamin D, people. We need some fresh air. We need some sunshine. For those of you who are like my wife and you burn at just talking about the sun, you need to put on some sunscreen and find some shade, but get outside. Number four, garbage in, garbage out. If you don't want to feel like garbage, then quit letting garbage into your life. Quit letting it infiltrate. Get it out. Quit talking about it. Quit thinking about it. Don't entertain it. Number five, we often think, well, there's nothing I can do about fill in the blank. Well, maybe not, but what can you do? What's something very simple that you can do to show that you're going to beat the average? Here it is. It's a segment of the show called Put Your Money Where Your Mouth Is. Got something in front of me called a dollar. Yep, a crisp Washington. Now, maybe you don't have a dollar, and that's okay. But my 10-year-old can collect enough cans to get a dollar, so that being said, here's what I would like you to do if you can. Pay for the soda for the person that's behind you next time you're in a convenience store. If you're in line for coffee, buy that cup of Joe for the Joe behind you. If you see a gas attendant, thank him for pumping your gas and hook him up with a dollar. You think that dollar isn't a big deal? I remember a time when I was so broke I couldn't afford lunch, and I ate leftover hot sauce packets out of the center console of my vehicle because I was so hungry. If somebody had handed me a dollar right then, I probably would have cried out of joy. And with that, folks, I want to bid you a happy Labor Day weekend, and I leave you with this question. Are you going to beat the average, or are you going to define it?